5. One.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Communication Corner. I'm your host, Gail Lewis, and I'm very excited about tonight's show because, as we know, sometimes bad things happen to good people. And it's especially difficult when bad things happen to children. When children are grieving, sometimes they feel as if there's no place to go and no one to talk to. Well, my guests tonight on Communication Corner help children in need in their worst times when they're grieving. And they are both part of Carl's Butterflies. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for joining me on Communication Corner. For everyone, we've got Jacqueline Alston-Gordon. She is the founder and CEO of Carl's Butterflies. Welcome.
Thank you so very much for having us here.
I'm so excited that you guys are here. As you know, Venita, Snoddy, good to meet you too.
Nice
Again.
to be here. Yes.
And you are VP and also recording secretary of the board of directors of
Yes.
Carl's Butterflies.
Yes.
So thank you, ladies, for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
So as I said in the opening, sometimes bad things happen, and it's especially difficult, I believe, when bad things happen to children and they are grieving.
Yes.
A lot of times these kids just don't have any place to go to express their grief, and of course even worse things can happen if they act out in their grief. So you started Carl's Butterflies to help kids in need.
Yes, we started it, really I have to say it started because of my daughter in some way. 2010, my husband, who was the healthiest person you could think of, if someone told him that tree over there will help him get his great memory, he'll cut her off and make some tea. So he was the type that was wake up in the morning and go walking, and all of a sudden he got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is blood cancer.
Oh my gosh.
So in about 10 months period of time, he went through 2 biopsies. He had some chemo. He did everything that was required, plus he was a holistic person.
Right.
But during that period of time, things didn't help. So at the period when it came for the hospice people to come at home and tell us that, you know, if we want him to stay at home or go to the hospital, we as a family decided for him to stay home.
And hospice, just for people who aren't familiar, I mean, we are, but hospice care is when you are terminally ill.
Exactly. There's basically nothing else they can do for you. They just really give you medicine to help with maybe the pain,
Yeah,
to
keep you
relax
comfortable.
keep you comfortable. So we as a family, my daughter was 10, my son was 16,
Oh, wow.
made the decision for him to stay at home. And just before they left, they asked if we had any questions. And my daughter,
You mean
the hospice
yeah, people.
asked if we had any questions. And my daughter, 10 years old, asked was there any programs for children like her. And they indicated the only program they have is once her father passed away. But it was nothing for children who parents was transitioning or critically ill. So, but we did still do some kind of research, and we couldn't find anything.
Wow.
There wasn't even, they had something for children whose family members had cancer, but it was in another state.
Okay, so nothing in the New York, greater New York,
No,
New York
New
City
York,
area that was
no.
accessible.
Exactly. So after he passed on, they did go to a program that was for a weekend, once a year,
Oh,
and
wow.
you may not be picked the next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's so spotty and touch and go.
It was
and-
wonderful for the weekend.
Yeah.
So as time went on, we realized other kids that summer lost their parent. It was a very rough year. 2 kids lost a parent, and another young man committed suicide.
So 2 children that you knew,
that we
your family
knew,
knew.
my son went to school with, and the children themselves decided to come together, and they would talk about what they were going through that week. They'd talk about God. They'd talk about anything to really support each other. And my home became the community center.
Yeah.
Basically, I just brought the food, you know, and whatever they needed just to give them that space.
Yeah.
And it just started to happen.
And then the child who committed suicide.
His brother
Right.
started coming. So it just started growing. And their friends, the thing with children who lose a family members, they may have friends and, you know, even cousins, but they don't know what they're going through.
Right.
So they need someone who's gone through it or going through it. And they really supported each other. And from that situation, we just started, it's just continued to go on. And someone said, why don't you just make this part of, you know, a nonprofit organization because the community needs it.
Right.
Because people don't realize that these kids are basically considered the forgotten mourners.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it,
It's the widow.
Yeah.
It's the widower.
exactly. Because when you go to a situation when somebody's critically ill or pass away, all the adults are up here.
Yeah.
And where are the children? All the way over there, almost like sitting at the little table by themselves.
Yeah.
And people have a habit of saying, oh, they'll be okay. They'll grow up out of it. But they don't, because later on it affects them because they have part of their heart broken.
Just like adults.
Yeah.
Or even worse so, because they maybe have difficulty really comprehending what's happening.
Exactly. So they go in a direction of maybe becoming more loose because they feel, well, maybe if I have a child, that would be a support
Something I
for
can
them.
hold on to.
Or
Something I can love.
gangs, drugs. So
Again, support.
Exactly.
Right? A gang, I mean, not that you want anyone to join a gang, but that would give you that community
family support kind of thing.
that maybe you feel you've lost.
Yeah, so what we do at Call Butterflies is a peer-to-peer support group. The kids come together definitely every week, but really on Friday. We have dinner for them. What do you do at dinner? You come together and you discuss your week.
And Venita, I'm not leaving you out.
No,
I'm
that's
just
all right.
really enthralled by
No,
the
this is-
beginnings of the story. Yeah.
Yes.
And I know that you're vice president of the organization. And you are also in charge of the dinners and the getting together, the activities.
You know, making sure everything is set up in the office. You know, to piggyback on what Jackie said, you know, Jackie and I have known each other over 25 years.
You've been long-standing friends.
Right, you know, I'm godmother to her son and daughter, so when they were going through, you know, the hospice care and everything, I was calling her, see how everything was going. And I remember the day she called me and told me what she was going to do. I said, what are you going to do? I said, did you research this? And I said, there's nothing for these kids or whatever.
And was that surprising to you?
Yes, because, you know, I said, really? I said, but, you know, kids grieve and everything. But she told me with what her daughter went through, the camp, one time only.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah, it was for a week. And I said, well, what happens after that? And she says, I can't find anything.
Wow.
And, you know, she asked me to be part of it. And she always likes to tell the story how if she asks me my opinion or if I want to do something, I take forever to give her an answer. And she was surprised I gave her a yes right then and there.
away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Knowing her, you go, oh my God, really?
Yeah, that's what she did. But see, at the time, she didn't know I wanted to work on children's issues.
Yeah. Talk to me about children's issues. Like what?
Well, you know, anything to help them, educate them, inspire them, you know, because a lot of times kids, they don't say anything and they're going through a lot.
Yeah, but they
So
go
with that
kind of go
support-
inside.
Exactly, exactly.
Wow. So Carl's Butterfies is named after your husband, Carl.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Carl. How might we all know Carl?
Well, Carl, a lot of people know him. He was an entertainer who was on Sesame Street.
Yeah, he was who on Sesame Street?
He played the Gordon. He
Yes.
played his father. Basically played everybody's father. He played Whoopi Goldberg's father
Wow.
on her show. He was known for his main character on Rock. He played Charles Dutton's father
Right.
with the beard,
Yeah.
if people remember him.
It's such a powerful role.
Yeah, he had a very strong personality. That's another reason why the kids said, keep daddy at home. They probably threw him out the hospital. But he, not only that, he also read to the children in school, elementary school, twice a week.
Wow.
He's
very involved in the community.
He was really into the kids. He was that kind of daddy, you know, maybe irritated them, but he was on top of everything. So when it came to the children in the community, he was there. I can even say he was a Girl Scout leader because he would go to Girl Scout programs with my daughter, everything. He was really into the children. So for this being part of Carl's Butterfly, I feel is really important. It represents him. And the reason for Butterflies is because when he passed, during his memorial service, late at night, we showed one of his Sesame Street performances, and there was a butterfly just set on my daughter. The worst snow that we had, the first time we had to go clean snow, it was 3 butterflies out there.
In the middle of the winter.
Middle of the
That is
winter.
unbelievable.
Anything that it's weird, whatever we do, butterflies come about to support us. So when we came to make a name, it made sense. It represented children, which my husband loved.
Right.
And Butterflies was basically a blessing it helps us every time we try to get through things.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys do a lot of programming to help kids who are grieving.
Yes.
And talk to me about some of that programming.
Well, what we try to do is get them out. You know, normally they, you know, once they go home, somebody's busy doing something. So we try to take them on outings. We've been to museums, Liberty basketball games.
Oh gosh, go Liberty.
Yes.
With the 6 other people in the stands. Oh,
You know, there are days where there are a lot of fans there. Where else have we're trying to do a trip to Virginia.
Virginia.
Where she has a home in Virginia.
Okay. Yeah.
But right now we're a little budget constrained.
Okay.
So, but we're gonna do that. Do you want me to tell them about the? Okay. One of the things we do, we started. She called us the ratchet hat. She thought the hats were nice. They were a purple color. So her daughter didn't like it. So what we started doing when they come in, we say, okay, how was your week? How is things going? What word would describe how you're feeling or whatever? It has to be a negative word.
Okay.
And what we do, we write it on the hat.
Right.
Meaning that word is out of your vocabulary.
Okay.
Out of your vocabulary. And that's what we were going to go down to Virginia to do, burn the hats.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And what other thing we do is, like she said, the mask.
Yes, tell me about the mask. I
right,
saw the mask up close and personal, and I love
what
this.
they do with the mask is we tell them, okay, how do you think people see you?
And now this is a child who's been through some sort of trauma, a loss in some way.
Right.
So for them to kind of turn the mirror on themselves and say, you know, away from themselves and say, how do people see you? And so then
And
what?
we can have them either decorated with, you know, glitter or stones, or they can paint it. And then we tell them, okay, on the other side, how do you really feel? And you can either paint it the color that you're feeling, or you put words. And when her and I looked at it, you know, the kids had gone, and we're like, okay, that kid is happy-go-lucky. And then you see these words on the other side, and you're like, wow. You know, you would never think that from looking at the person that they have all this negativity.
So the outside view might be shiny and sparkly.
Right.
And they can have hate,
ugly, bipolar, stupid,
die, suicide. It'd be such heavy stuff on the back that you guys said, wait, let's step back. We think this child is not as bad as somebody who's not saying anything. But sometimes, was it Tears of the Clown?
Yeah.
Yes.
When there's no one around.
Exactly.
Right.
And we find that a lot of people don't realize that. The child is happy-go-lucky and
we
laughing.
socialize our children to be that way.
exactly.
You know, oh, get over it, or put a smile on your face. Why are you so down?
Yeah, and kids have a habit. Look, mommy's going through a lot. Daddy's going through a lot. I don't want to be
A burden.
on them. So I should be the happy one. When basically inside they're just breaking up.
hurting.
Gosh.
Well, we have one of the positive things. We have them doing vision boards.
Yeah, I love the vision board. Yeah, I think we
vision
came to
boards.
vision boards as adults.
Yes.
So I love it when children do
There's
vision
one
boards.
in there, she didn't finish it, but she's got it packed. I was like, gee, you gonna do all this? Yes, I am. I'm like, okay, be positive.
Wow. What do they include on their vision boards?
There's things they want to do in the future. Well, one has like wear makeup, because right now her mother won't let her.
Mine says no.
Or, you know, some have money, college,
Yeah.
work, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
Positive. It's all positive.
Things.
Yes.
What other arts and crafts do you do with them?
Well, right now we're working on, we was blessed to get a list of different scholarships that are out for African American or minorities, and every month they're working on a scholarship together, because tomorrow they'll be getting ready to go to college.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll help the family, because medical bills are rough. I know.
Yeah.
So if you have
Even
scholarships,
if you're insured, there's still so many
exactly.
supplemental
all little
costs.
things
Yeah.
that you don't think about. So even if you get a scholarship for 1,000, 5,000, 500, that's a book. So we're trying to help. So a lot of our kids are aged at this period of time. We start from 7 to 21, but right now our kids are 14 to 16.
Okay, so they're really looking toward college
Yes.
right now.
A lot of them have summer school, summer jobs. So
Oh, wonderful.
They're excited to get the old
The
money.
money.
Yeah. We've got to hook you up with Greg Mays so you can get them summer jobs with,
good.
you
All
know,
right.
Well, one of the things,
them.
getting back to the scholarship, we're going to teach them how to fill it out and write their essays.
Right.
Yes.
Just to make sure there's no grammar, misspellings and everything.
Right.
Because some kids, you know, they don't have anybody at home.
You've already
to
lost a
prove it.
parent, right?
You know, somebody's busy at home doing whatever and they want to submit this, but there's nobody to check it, and then they
Right.
submit it and it's incorrect. So that's one of the things we're going to start with them on.
Yeah, help them put their best foot forward.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because some of the kids, even though they didn't lose a parent, they could have a brother who's autistic.
Yeah, and so,
That's
I mean,
right.
your parents really have to give a lot of attention to
Exactly.
that child.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're thinking, you know, these children, even though maybe didn't lose a parent, it could have someone who's critically ill. In our community, a lot of people have high blood pressure, really bad diabetes. At 3, 4 years old, they learn to dial 911.
Yeah.
So their life is totally different than their friends, the people they go to school with. So we just like to let them know they're not alone during grief, or just to know that they have that support out here.
And what kind of support do you guys offer them? You offer them counseling?
We have counseling. Our goal is to come up with, well, we already want, we're just going to work on that 800 number. Because my son even indicated to me when his father died, he said around 3 o'clock in the morning, he would like to have been on the phone to scream, holler, or say something without having
Or even just
somebody
cry.
judge them.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
and that's a lot of times these kids just want to talk to someone and not to be judged.
Yeah.
So by having an 800 number, they can talk. We don't encourage cursing. We do not. But sometimes there's some cussing that you have to say because you need to let it out.
Yeah.
And
And you
without,
just don't have other words to express yourself at
and,
that moment.
And you can't say, like I said, you can't say it to your family members because saying, it's, you know, you got someone maybe judging you, that you shouldn't feel a certain way. So that's, we're working on that 800 number. That's our next goal in the direction. Then we have other programs that we've been doing, but not as often as the Jasmine, the first part of our group. But there's programs that we're going to have. It's called Rufus Cares, where we literally will go to the home, and the kids always want to do something for that person that's ill.
Right.
So, they'll
So
come
if
with-
someone's parent is critically ill.
Yeah.
You know, they may have somebody come in and give them massage,
Right.
pedicure, manicure,
Yeah.
you know, something like that.
Yeah, because kids want to do something. So we feel this will be a gift from them. They'll give them a card and flowers. And it will not be only for the ill person, but the caretakers, because it's a lot on the caretakers.
Absolutely.
You know, and then we have one called Imani Love, and that's for, like when my daughter was going through, my niece was really supportive, just being there. And a lot of kids, they feel it's getting very close to their parents passing or a family member, they don't want to leave because they think, children have this thing of, if I leave,
know.
they may go. So we'll come to their
Oh my-
home.
that's
we
just so
literally-
stressful.
We
I
will
can't
literally
imagine.
come to their home and do what we do at Jasmine's place for them.
Wow.
You know.
So you take it to them.
We'll
Exactly.
take it to them. Yeah. So we've done it a little, but you know, we're going to start making more solid because Jasmine's place is starting to move a little more. So, you know, right now it's just us, but God is good.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Oh, this is wonderful. All of the work you do is just so important. Tell everybody where you're located now.
We're at the Jamaica Community Center at 114-02 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard. It's across from the bus depot.
Yeah.
And we're right on room 104 on the first floor.
So easily accessible.
Yeah, it's right
Exactly.
there.
And do you just accept kids who walk in?
You're
Anyone.
welcome. Our door's open. It's free because we know economically it's rough. And so how can I say, oh, this is going to cost you such and such.
Right.
And a lot of parents want to do things for their kids.
Absolutely.
So they know that it's open, the door's open. You know, you call me, my telephone number, you could give them my telephone number, and I'm here.
Oh, that's wonderful. And also tell everybody your website so that they know.
Our website is callsbutterflies.org. And if they want to email me, it's Jacqueline at callsbutterflies.org.
Okay. How do you think your husband what do you think he would say if he saw everything that you've done in the last 5 years in his name, literally in his name?
I think he would be really excited and thrilled. He always had this thing of don't wait for tomorrow,
Right.
you know, because he started much older in acting. He says, never wait for tomorrow, do it now, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So he would really be excited that we're doing something for the children. That's the most important thing.
Why did he start acting later in life?
He's, if you ever read the story, he said it was one day he just broke down. He didn't know what was going on. And he literally said, he got on his knees crying and snotting all over the place, literally. And he just heard someone say, try. He said it came like, try acting.
Yeah.
So basically, that's how he started. He said he just picked up the phone, called somebody he kind of knew, and said, give me the best acting teacher. And he just started. He said, they were all kids just out of college.
That's what I read, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm this old man, but I'm going to do it, you know.
And then his breakthrough was?
His breakthrough was Broadway, basically. He did a lot of August Wilson's plays.
Yeah.
Piano lesson. He also did it for Hallmark. And then for Society, it's Rock, R-O-C, you know. But basically, he won a Living Legend Award for Broadway.
That's huge.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to a place. What are you giving me this for?
And they just don't hand them out.
So he really loves what he did. You know, he always tell, no matter who you are, you know, don't wonder what if. Do it. Try.
Yeah. And Venita, what do you think is next for the organization? I know you guys want to do the toll-free number and that sort of outreach. What do you think you'll see the organization in 5 years?
More kids, younger kids.
So
right now,
7 to 14.
7 to 14. Maybe an office building of our own.
Oh my gosh. Got to speak it into existence, ladies. You're a 501c3.
And more locations.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Our goal is national.
Really?
Because a lot of times, you know, kids can't come to where we are right now. They could be in Manhattan, Brooklyn, or Bronx, and, you know, to travel. So if you had more centralized, they can come right after school.
Right. A Carl's in every big city.
And the reason why I mention our own building is because the one we're in right now, they're closed on Saturdays.
Yeah, and then Saturdays is such a big day for this.
So if we had our own, we can open whenever we want to, a Saturday. You know, like kids don't have school on Saturday.
Yeah.
Right.
So they can come, yeah.
Did you ever think of doing other things there as well, like expressing grief through dance or other music?
We are doing our first movie, a 2-minute movie. We had a young lady come in, name is Laura Fields, Laura Fields. She's done an independent movie, and she's taught the kids how to write a script. And they're going to produce a 2-minute movie, but so this is how they present themselves. So we're going to have a little premiere, have the family come, red carpet, you know, so we do different things.
And Communication Corner will be there covering this.
One of the things the kids did is she goes through these various exercises where she'll start a phrase and you tack on to it.
Right.
Or she gave exercise trust, where you mimic each other and everything. And what she did is she pulled the words that they used and put it in the script.
Oh my gosh.
So they're looking at it. She says, you guys did this. She says, I just took your words and put it in the script.
That's amazing. It really is their play. It's literally in their words.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Yeah, so we try to do different activities because music sometimes helps. So whatever can bring out their creativity and also help them relax in reference to knowing the grief, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, but we also feel that you should grieve. Nobody should tell you how to grieve.
Yeah, that's very important. Say that again.
No one should tell you how to grieve.
Because?
Because they're not you. They can't feel your spirit.
Right.
Right? Because today you could be fine. Next week you'll be fine, but you could smell something, you could see something, and it just bring you back to where you were.
Amazing. Yeah. You ladies rock. I love everything that you do. It's such a good story of how there was tragedy in your family, very unexpected.
Yes.
You know, out of the blue, which is kind of how it happens sometimes. And how you've just 5 years later have turned it into something not only to help your own family, but to help the community at large as well. So bravo to both of you ladies.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. Any closing thoughts?
I just wanted to read something.
Yes.
This was included in thank yous when her husband died, even before she even thought about Carl's Butterfies.
So prior to thinking about helping the community, anything like that.
She inserted this card. It's called the Butterfly. And it says, because of the stages it passes through in order to unfold its power of flight, The butterfly is regarded as consummating the unfolding of man, thus giving him emblematic wings to elevate and soar. The butterfly also symbolizes immortality, transformation, beauty, growth, and evolution.
Amazing.
And that is before she even thought about doing Carl's Butterflies.
Wow, beauty, growth, and transformation.
And evolution.
And evolution. That's really what it's all about for you
With
guys.
the kids, yes.
Amazing. So, thank you guys. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
joining me on Communication Corner. One more time, where can people find out more information? The website, email addresses?
Our website is callsbutterflies.org. My email is Jacqueline@callsbutterflies.org.
And Venita?
And I'm Venita at callsbutterflies.org.
Okay, and definitely check out that website. You guys, oh, and one last thing. How do people find out about you right now, other than the website?
They could do we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have linkage,
LinkedIn, yeah.
and the Instagram and Facebook is basically done through the kids.
That's the thing I wanted you to say, yeah.
So a lot of the work is done through the kids. So we do monitor them, we definitely do, but we want to let them be part of it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you monitor it because?
Yeah, they put
They
some.
can put things together, you know.
Yeah, they
say,
had this
okay,
great
no,
song
we can't do that.
by Biggie, but I said I don't think we can put that on there.
So it's just like with, you know, with at home, with your parent. They
Right.
monitor what you do. That's
Yeah.
what we do also.
Same thing.
Yes.
Okay, we like it. Thank you. And in 5 years, we hope to see a Carl's Butterflies in every single city.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We have
Absolutely.
kids that come from Brooklyn, but it'll be easy if they can have their own location.
On your wish list, what's your next location? Speak it into existence, ladies.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Really? You have that much of a need there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Brooklyn.
So you heard it here. Brooklyn is next, right? Thank you so much again, ladies. I'm sorry to just keep, dragging things on, but thank you again for coming on Communication Corner. I love all of the work that you do, and I'm just so enamored. I think of grief as just something that's so difficult as an adult. I cannot even imagine what a child goes through who doesn't understand, and who might be swept under the rug even. So thank you so much for joining me on Communication Corner,
Thank you for
ladies.
having us.
And we look forward to seeing you there at the center really soon.
Yes.
Thanks everyone for watching Communication Corner. I'm Gail Lewis. As always, hit me up on my website, and for more information about them, go to my website as well, gail-lewis.com. Thanks so much for joining me here on Communication Corner, and we'll see you again real soon. Good night.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.